Hey, welcome back to Zombie Tactics. Today I'm just bringing in real briefly a new toy that I just picked up. I've worked with AR-15 rifles before, and I have never owned one. I've rented them. I've rented Stag Model 3 and Model 8s, so I've got a little bit of experience with both direct impingement as well as the piston guns, and I think I also used some kind of a Colt or something that I rented out at a range before for doing tactical or self-defense type classes with a rifle, but I have not owned my own AR. Part of the reason is that in California you have to do all kinds of weird things to them to make them legal, like putting bullet buttons on them. But Smith & Wesson came out with this value-priced AR-15, and it is the Smith & Wesson M&P15 Sport model. We'll get to why that's called the Sport model pretty soon. And they made a model specifically for the California market. So it has the bullet button here, and if you haven't seen the bullet button, I'll do a brief demonstration of that a little bit. Of course, just on camera for all the safety sallies, we're going to do a chamber check real quick here. Nothing in the mag well, nothing in the gun. It's an AR-15. I don't know what else to say about it than that. We'll get down to some of the unique features here, but right off the bat, it comes with a 6-position collapsible stock. It's got the standard AR style front post sight. It's got a flat top design with a iron sight that they've put on here. I'll make a note in the link what the maker of this is. I'm not entirely sure. It may be Magpul if I'm not mistaken. And it's an AR-15. But let's go to the things that are unique about this. Like I said, it is a California model in this case. They do make a non-Californicated model that doesn't have the bullet button, but this has the bullet button. And if you haven't seen this before, among the things in California you got to worry about is if you are going to use a weapon that has evil features on it like this one, the evil features being the collapsible stock, the pistol grip, and the flash hider. In this case, you've got to use a bullet button, and you can only put 10-round magazines in this. So I've got some blocked off PMags that are blocked off to 10 rounds, and it's called a bullet button for a reason, because to release the magazine, you've got to push this in, not with your finger like that, like you could normally do it, but you use the tip of a bullet or some other kind of tool, and the magazine falls free. If you haven't seen that before, that's how that works. It's a pain in the neck. I'll probably be making modifications to this rifle as time goes by to sort of Californicate it, which means removing all of the evil features so that I can run it featureless and use a normal magazine release on that. AR-15, what's different about this that makes this the Sport model? As I said, it's got the 6-position stock on it. That's not a big deal. The pistol grip's not a big deal. That's real basic, standard AR-15 features. A couple things they've done here. One is they've left off, you can see that right there, there's ordinarily a dust cover there. So there's no dust cover on this puppy. And ordinarily right here there would be the forward assist, and the way the forward assist would work is if you get the rifle into a condition where, like this, where the bolt is not fully closed, you'd tap on that forward assist and it would cause that bolt to ride home. You can kind of do it on this one by just either manually going like that with your finger, or in some cases, depending upon what kind of shape it's in, sometimes just whacking the back of the rifle will cause that bolt to go home. So that may not be such a big deal for somebody who's not running around in the middle of a desert with baby powder fine sand, but we'll see as time goes on, because this is going to be kind of a project gun for me, and I'm going to be at least mildly brutalizing it, let's put it that way. In addition to those two things, which is kind of what makes it a sporter configuration, the lack of a dust cover and the lack of a forward assist, they've done some other things with this rifle that are a little bit unique in a low-cost rifle. I picked this up for, I think, out the door about $7.50 at Sacramento Black Rifle. That was tax price, tax, dross, the whole bit, all the fees, all everything like that. And the list price, of course, is a little higher. I've seen them mostly around for about $649, $699 before tax here in California. But the unique things that they've done with it, right off the bat, the barrel is not a chrome-lined barrel, and some of you are going, I can't have that, it's going to rust. What they've done in this case is they've used a process called Melonite, and Melonite is kind of unique because in some ways it's actually superior to chrome. It is not a coating process, it's actually a treatment of the metal. They put this in what's called a salt nitriding bath, and it changes the surface properties of the metal. It hardens it, it makes it what's called lubricious, or changes the friction coefficient so that it is kind of slippery to begin with. And frankly, even feeling it with your hands here on the outside, which is also Melonite treated, you can kind of feel that that's different than an ordinary kind of metal. It feels a little slippery right off the bat. And it has great anti-corrosion properties. And as I said again, in some ways, better than chrome in some of those capabilities. Probably not mil spec, but for a citizen rifle, a low-priced AR, this will probably do a pretty good job. In addition to being a Melonite treated barrel, which is rumored to actually increase accuracy in some cases, it is also what's called a 5R rifling profile. Now it's a 1 in 8 twist, which is a little bit unique. You usually see a 1 in 7 or a 1 in 9, but the 1 in 8 twist is what this is put together with, and it uses a 5R rifling profile. And what that is it's a way that they cut the lands and the grooves a little bit differently, and it's supposed to, again, improve accuracy. So it's not like they just cheaped out on everything. They've tried to do some things with this rifle to make it really a good value for your money. We're going to see how well this holds up pretty quick. I'm going to probably get out over the weekend, and the plan is to just shoot a bunch of different ammo through it. Some crap Wolf Military Classic, some Federal XM 193, and some Lake City Surplus M&P15. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm going to probably try and shoot at least a few hundred rounds through it, and we'll see how that works out. What can you say? It's an AR-15, if a somewhat unique, strange configuration of an AR-15, and it's low-priced. The fit and finish is pretty doggone good for a $600-700 rifle. I've seen some other low-priced ARs that do not match up to, I mean, I don't know how well this is going to come out over the camera, but the workmanship is pretty doggone good. You don't see a lot of weird surfaces that aren't finished correctly. There's no sharp edges. There's nothing that doesn't look like it doesn't belong there. I mean, it's pretty doggone nice for an inexpensive rifle. So this is going to be kind of a project gun for me. I will be modifying it as time goes by, and I'm going to go ahead and probably abuse it a little bit too to see how well it holds up for such a low price rifle. That's the Smith & Wesson M&P15 Sport, the California model, bringing that into the Zombie Tactics channel for testing and fun. That's Zombie Tactics for today, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.